What's going on, everybody? Welcome to C Squared Lounge, where we talk about everything outside of the box. I am your host, your girl, your favorite childcare CEO and childcare problem solver, Joyia Henry. And today I have an amazing friend of mine, Miss Simone, on the podcast. And we got some stuff we about to talk about, y'all. So just stay here, sit back, relax, and enjoy this conversation. But Simone, before we get started, pop your stuff a little bit. Tell them about you. Who are you? What do you do? Why should they listen to you?
I'm a regular down to earth CEO. I get upset, I get sad, I cry, I'm happy most of the time. But life be lifing.
Life be life.
Life be lifing just for me like everybody else. I'm in my life in clothes right now. I got my earpiece on in case life call me. So,
You kind of said CEO and left me there. CEO of what?
CEO of a childcare. I'm also a creative director of creations for education. So custom items for teachers, CEOs who want their centers to be known for having the sauce.
Where's your center located? Tell them how to find you.
My center is located in Wendell, North Carolina. North Kakalaki.
ATL.
So yes, just a little small, small town in North Carolina.
Okay, so you real comfortable, friend.
This what you see is what you get most of the time. This is it.
You said life be lifing.
Life be lifing.
We're gonna talk about that. That's our topic today. We're talking about how life be lifing, and so for some reason there is I don't know, some kind of stigma in this world where childcare CEOs and CEOs in general are perfect. That we have it all together and life don't happen for us. So I want you guys to put your seatbelt on because my girl Simone is going to take you on a roller coaster to tell you how life been lifing for her and how the things that happen in her home has affected her, but she had to push through as a CEO, and her business didn't flop during this transition when life was lifing. Her children enrolled in her school did not suffer. Her staff did not suffer. And just understanding the backpack, the load that CEOs, but for us, childcare CEOs have to carry every day. Can you tell them a little bit? Take us back to what your life was like before the situation, and then bring us up to your current life and how things have changed for you. How has life been lifing?
Okay. Well, before the situation happened, which I'll explain in just a bit, life was good. My husband's my best friend. I didn't cook. I didn't clean.
She don't cook. She don't clean.
Okay. But I was blessed. I was lucky. So I just had to worry about the business of childcare, which in itself is not 100% easy. But 2 years ago, in December of 2022, my husband had a brain bleed, which was an AVM, and it led to a stroke. So it affected his whole left side. So he was in neuro ICU for 2 weeks. That in itself was stressful. So just him being there, I had to maneuver my whole entire schedule. I have a 9-year-old son, so I had to make sure he was still at school. Someone was able to take care of him. I made it to that hospital every single day. If it was just for 30 minutes, I made it there every single day. So, things were different. Moving forward, he is home now.
Different how?
I had to become the sole caregiver for everyone. So I hadn't cooked in 10 years. I walked into a grocery store, stood there and said, "This is ghetto," and walked out with nothing in my hand because I was so overwhelmed with, I don't even know what aisle to go on to think, because I'm still trying to process, okay, I need to make sure we have the necessities, but also my mind is elsewhere, like nurses don't call me. What's going on with him? How is he feeling today? So it was just everything on my shoulders.
Let me pause you there.
Yes.
You went in the grocery store. You were overwhelmed. Tell them, for 10 years, who had done the grocery shopping?
My husband. We would walk in the store together. He's going into the grocery section. I'm going into the school supply crafting store, anything else but the food section, because I had no desire to cook. I had no desire to do any of those things because that is his skill set. He loves it. He just cherished for me to come home and my plate was ready. So I had no desire to go over there to the food section.
Okay, so your husband had the brain bleed.
Yes.
He's hospitalized.
Yes.
Now you having to learn how to be somewhat of a single mom.
Yes.
How to grocery shop, which may seem simple.
Absolutely.
But when you're blessed for 10 years, it's not.
It's not.
You had to learn how to not only cook, but cook for a family on the whim.
Yes.
And all while you still had to run your business.
Absolutely.
Tell us about it.
I will say, in the aspect of still being able to run my business, because of how the rapport that I have created with my families and my staff, the center was still able to run. My families were asking, they were calling me, is there anything that we need to do? If we need to lessen the load, do we need to take some days off this week for you? So in that aspect, I am grateful, because most families are not going to do that. They're about what they want to do, when they want to do it, how they want to do it, and you're there to provide the care for them. So you're getting paid, so you need to do what needs to be done for my family. So I have been lucky in that sense. And still to this day, everyone asks, how is your husband doing? How are your children doing? Because I also have two older sons, but one was in college. And unfortunately, during the time that we're recovering, he tore his ACL.
Wait a minute. So now, let's go back. Because life be lifing.
Absolutely.
So now you are a CEO.
Yes.
A wife caring for a husband in the hospital.
Yes.
In ICU. You don't know the outcome of his life at this moment.
Right.
You have been told that he would need to learn to walk and speak all over again.
Right.
You still have your son at home that's 9.
Right.
You still have to learn how to be the traditional wife, grocery shopping and cooking and cleaning. Because she didn't cook, she didn't clean, right? And on top of that, you have 2 adult children that are outside of your home. You still have to care for into some capacity.
Right.
And now one of them tore their ACL?
Yes. It was a little bit further in my husband's recovery.
Okay.
But still, children gonna call their mama.
Absolutely.
So guess what? I had to hop on the plane with my husband, pushing the wheelchair, holding the luggage, making sure the 9-year-old is staying, having surgery, going to the surgery, and then getting him from his outpatient surgery to the room. So I'm sitting in a room like full-time nurse, caregiver, because this one's, recovering. So we're trying to, do what we're supposed to do, what the doctors are telling us from the recovery of the surgery, still all the while making sure that my husband, he's taking his medicine, he's doing what he needs to do, so life was life. It still is life.
But you zoomed past something too fast for me, friend. I don't know if y'all caught this, but she said she was pushing his wheelchair. So you went from a man carrying your bags, seeing about you, to where now you have to help him in and out of a car, into his wheelchair, push him in the wheelchair, carrying luggage. First of all,
oh girl, I figured it out.
If I've never said it, and this is like super serious, like from the bottom of my heart, I'm almost in tears right now, girl, because I couldn't imagine. And I know we have talked about this, but it wasn't in an intimate setting like this. And so for some reason, it's hitting me different right now.
Right.
So I want to say and give you your flowers publicly, like hats off to you, because many people in regular life would have folded under this situation, let alone still trying to carry the load of being a CEO, where you have to be over your staff, still make sure the care of other kids are okay, even when you are trying to see about your own kids and your own husband. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Going from a 2-income household to a 1-income household, and it's not because you're divorced, but it's because he hurt.
Right.
So I commend you. Hats off to you.
Thank you.
I love you. You are doing your thing. Your bounce back has been real. So tell them currently how things are going for you now, the updates of your husband And have your life been lifing, getting better, or is it still lifing?
Well, currently he is so much better. He's back. He's his witty self. Thank goodness he's never lost um the passion that we have. Like, we've known each other since 1989. So those things we still talk about. He's still absolutely funny. He remembers all of those things. He's able to cook.
Praise God.
He
You better
cooks.
get that man a round of applause.
He's cooking. He's cooking now. He does some cleaning in moderation.
Love it.
He is walking. He is walking. So he is walking through therapy and just encouragement every day.
Yeah.
So I have to keep him encouraged, because especially men, when they are a man's man,
Yeah.
they are. He's like, I'm not even walking. I'm like, well, you're putting one foot in front of the other. That's walking.
Absolutely.
But to him, walking is, I need to go push the lawnmower. Please sit down.
Yes.
Please sit down. Look at where you come from. I have to tell him, last year, this time,
I was pushing you.
I was pushing you.
Yes.
We was trying to figure it out. So always look at where you've come from.
Friend, thank you for sharing your story. And the reason why I invited you on here to share this story is because I want people to understand that we are human too, and to have compassion for us, because you shared your story with your parents, but most of us don't bring our personal lives to the facility. And so people don't understand what is truly happening in our personal lives, and we're still able to pull ourselves together, provide top-notch service for them, still see about their children and care for their children, while in those very moments we need somebody to see about us and care for us. It's almost like the church phrase I heard when the pastor said, I was praying for y'all when I need somebody to pray for me. So thank you for sharing your story. I hope that it touched the lives of other CEOs to let them know they're not alone in their struggles. And I hope it shed some insight for aspiring CEOs, letting them know that it is possible to have life happen to you.
Absolutely.
But you still be successful.
Absolutely.
And thank you for inspiring me. Because, baby, I hope that God give me the strength that he has given you. So thank you so much for all that you do for the childcare industry. Thank you for sharing your story. I know this is personal and not easy. So hats off to you.
Well, thank you. It has been my pleasure to share. And I hope that I just have been able to, just speaking, encourage somebody that, when times get rough, don't fold. You just never know. My husband prays, and you were asking about what were things were going on. And I just spoke on him, but he said that I just pray that you continue to do better and you find the building. And we have found one. So
what you say, friend? You got 2 centers? Congratulations!
Thank you. So we're in the process of, working on the second one, getting it open soon, hopefully in the next month or so. But if you put your mind to it, sometimes you gotta, put your big girl pants on,
Yes.
and there are gonna be times when you have to just go in that corner, cry, and tears. But after that, you wipe them up, get up. Hey, I was meant for this, and it's all about what you really want to do.
I love it. And what would you tell parents, not your parents because you told them your story, but what would you say to just parents and people in general about just having compassion and understanding for teachers, CEOs?
Compassion for others goes a long way. You never know what somebody is going through. And that's why I always tell people, I know I'm going through something, but it could have always been worse.
Yes.
My husband could not have been here.
Yes.
So I know people go through things. Think about your own life sometimes, but think about others.
Yes.
Because you never know. One small thing could make things so bright for them, but the wrong thing could make things so terrible for somebody. And you don't want to be that person that has put a burden on somebody when it really didn't have to be. Sometimes
Absolutely.
just kind words or communication in itself is just the simplest thing. And, it can help anybody.
I agree. I agree. And just a quick little 2-minute story. I don't know if you ever heard this story. So if you haven't, I'm going to tell you and the world at the same time. I definitely can understand, and I think that's some of the emotion that came up as well. I can understand that because when I opened my center, I opened married. Within a month, 30 days of being open, I was filing for a divorce. In that moment, families, teachers, children's parents, they did not understand that I was in the process of moving out of the home with my husband, living for the first time as a single mom with my daughter, trying to figure out how can I operate this business during the pandemic, see about this little girl, short staff, how can I make it all work? And so as CEOs, we naturally know how to pull ourselves up by the bootstrap and make it look easy. No one to this day, well now, knew of all of the why finishing my master's program? Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. No one knew all these things that I went through. And I know that you and I aren't the only one who faced challenges. And so at the end of the day, I still had to, like you said, put my big girl panties on, wipe my tears, and see about children, respond to staff needs, respond to teacher shortages, respond to the high demand, wishing I could accept children, but I couldn't accept children at the time because we were short staffed, all of those things. So thank you for shedding light on how life be lifing, but we love what we do so much that even when life is lifing, we show up every day for the families that we serve in our best capacity. Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of C2 Lounge with your girl, Joyia Henry. I hope you continue to tune in because I'm going to see you on our next episode. Love you, and I'm out.